He's been working, I tell you, many trips down to Corona. Oh, sure, yeah. That's rocking, dude. Oh, that's just sick.
So, just basically one question from a standpoint of what you guys do is, and we've covered a lot of that, you know, I got a lot of good stuff coming out of the previous conversations. It's more like your relationship to all of the equipment in terms of music and it being an instrument and how you relate to it, how you work with it.
Oh. You start. I just push buttons for a living.
Well, I mean, even though you say that, I mean, your ability to hear stuff is kind of important. You know, as far as the way we work, I mean, each piece of gear has a character. You know, the gear that has no character is the gear that doesn't get used. It's pretty much as simple as that. We don't play instruments that just have strings on them with nothing else, because it provides nothing, no quality of sound. You know, there are lots of boxes out there that have, you know, they have all the right wires, all the right components, but they have no identity. So that's paramount, for at least for us. You know, that's the difference between picking the right preamp to go with the right microphone, or for me, it's the right set of strings and the right bass to the right cable to the right DI to the right pre. You know, the chain from string, battery choices, everything is important. So I believe that this is a really integral part of the sound that I have today. You know, we've done really well up to this point before it, but since it's come along, I really can't see living without it. It's very difficult for me to just sit and plug in. I'm like, okay, if you want to use that, all right, I wish you well, man. Good luck. I'll do the best I can to make it sound like you made the right choice, but knowing that I made the right choice.
And you come about, I guess, what I'd be curious about is, you know, we all start out somewhere as a beginner, you know, when we're learning how to be a musician, and then you develop that point of what I call mastery, to where you're not really consciously thinking about this finger here now, foot tap, you know, it's like it's just flowing, and I guess that's where you start looking at other places in the chain that have an effect. You've got mastery here at the ends of your fingertips.
My playing is not the be-all, end-all, so dynamics is a consideration, hand placement is a consideration, again, string choice is a consideration, the warmth of the room. Is the instrument cold? Is the instrument hot? Even before it gets to the DI and to the pre. Of course, you have to warm up the pre's, you have to warm up the DIs, just in the same way. But all of that is still a consideration. It's not just, I don't just look at the boxes. Now, the thing about me is I prefer this stuff to be a guarantee. I want to know that the stuff I have is a home run, so that I can only concentrate on the artistry of the music. That's pretty much why I've settled on A-DesignsAudio for that stuff, especially the Reggie. I know exactly what it is, and anything else, and I know exactly what my Fender Jazz Bass does. Exactly. I know what all of my Fenders do, since I only play Fenders. So that anything after that, beyond that, when the engineer says to me, I don't understand, I can't get a great sound, I know I can put my hands up in the air and say, I'm good over here. You know, that is my only thing, is this is the anti-penultimate direct box. With the pre, in combination with the pre, especially when I come into this room, because I know my sound is absolutely perfect every time I step foot in this room. Every time.
I gotta pay him $50 every time he says that.
Okay.
No, I think, you know, the interesting thing to me is that you said something earlier that really kind of rings true. When you have a master and it's more than just knowing how to play a bass. It's knowing.
The master thing is kind of scary.
But it's more than knowing. It's having knowledge of what the right box can do for you. It's having knowledge of what that pre is doing. And so there's a big difference between somebody who just plays a bass and someone who actually has a sound and a tone that's consistent. And I think that having someone know a little bit, not just about their instrument, but a little bit about my instrument, helps me to get a better sound on them. Because they can walk in and they know, well, this combination with this makes this sound good. This combination makes this sound. If you're going for this kind of sound, let's do this kind of thing. And a lot of people just don't, they totally miss that. They just think it's about them and their instrument. And, you know, I know that pretty much whatever I put into the Ready will work. You know, if it's a guitar, whatever I'm putting in, I know whatever I'm putting in the Pacifica will work. But when you work with real pros who know what they're doing, and they have an understanding of, everybody else in the room has an understanding of what everybody else is doing. That's where it goes up to the next level. Because you can walk in and just, you know, same gear, but not have an understanding of the gear, and you're lost. The sound is like, it's not
quite there.
You know? But if everybody has, you know, I make it my business to know what makes Reggie's bass sound good. He's taught me, okay, with this sounds great. With this sounds great. You know, it's the same thing with drums. You know, when you walk in and you're doing a session, it's like, well, if we're doing a rock session, you don't want an 18. You don't want an 18-inch kick. I know that. I don't play drums. Yeah. You know? But I know it's like I'm looking for a certain kind of thing, that glossary, that vocabulary of being able to talk to someone about their instrument, you know, is a wonderful tool. And when you have people who are walking in and they have tools like this, then that's a shortcut to like a great sound. It's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's a lot of stuff.
I don't have to have this conversation with you. You've already walked in with a wonderful tool. So you just made my job thousands times easier.
So you're more or less like in the moment, in moments, rather than taking an hour to get there.
Right, because time is a factor now. I mean, projects have changed significantly. Everybody wants it now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you know that thing that I was talking about doing? I need that done yesterday.
Yeah, it's true. And I need it consistently done.
And I don't have a huge budget, but I need it to sound like $32 million.
Yeah.
I've got $20, but I need to sound like I spent $32 million.
Yeah.
Can you do that for me? Yesterday?
And nowadays, with home studios being where I would say a good portion of things are cut nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
You know, having the right tools. You know, Reggie being able to, if I said to Reggie, dude, don't come over, just cut it at your place. In Reggie's place,
which we've done.
You know, I'll send you the track, drop it on the iDisc, just pick it up when you need to. I know that Reggie's going to get back to me. Reggie did a session for me when he was in Europe. Popped up the stuff on the internet, got it back, perfect, thanks, dude, perfect. When you're working with certain people at a certain level, if they're bringing in the right tools, then you know there's a degree of quality that's just automatically going to be there. And you can't say that about, you know, you can't say that about everybody. Not everybody grasps that. But what really elevates the real guys are the guys who come in and go, yeah, I've got, you know, plug it into my Ready, and just, you know, I'll be good to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just plug it into my Ready. We need some more gain, plug it into the Pacifica. We're good to go.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. No,
Not a problem.
No, really.
There you go.
No, thank Peter.
Thanks, Peter. And you cried from my cold day.
That's what I told him when he walked in. He's like, dude, I bought you a new box. And I'm like, you fry it from my cold dead fingers, you can have it. No, that's, I'm afraid that Ready's going to stay here.